Hey everybody, just wanted to hop on and kind of show you a few things about LIift 4, some different things with the Beachbody on demand that you can access. So even if you're not doing LIift 4, there may be some good things here that I can show you that you can find on the site, and just talk a little bit through the workouts, the nutrition, and just make sure you're ready to go for your day one. So I am going to share my screen real quick. If you go to Beachbody On Demand and you scroll down and you find LIift 4 or whatever your program is, first things first, you're going to probably be on the workout list. That's great. Definitely watch these intro videos. They're short. This how to lift is a great way to kind of talk about form and make sure you're good there. So those are great things to do before you get started. Really ready for liftoff are just kind of intros into the upcoming week. So if you wanted to see what you can expect week one, and then you can come back to those every weekend and kind of check it out. There are also recovery workouts that you can do on your rest days to kind of stretch, things like that. And then if you're starting with your week one, you'll just click here and there are your 4 days of working out. Now, next, I want to show you where the workout calendar is so you know when to do what. If you'll go to program materials, okay, very first thing you have here is your workout calendar. Now, it is 4 days a week, so the way they have it set up is to do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. If that doesn't work for your schedule, that's totally fine. If you need to do all 4 days in a row, okay, you might be a little sore, but that's all right. But you can see each week it just has the 4 days. They go in order that they were on the platform there, so there's not a lot of guesswork with that. I will say these rest days, you can totally do other things. You can run, you can, do yoga, but don't feel like you have to do something strenuous. If you just want to stretch, that's fine. The trainer Joel suggests you're not doing anything else with weights. You will get great results from this program if you stick to the nutrition and to this workout calendar, just doing these 4 days. So don't feel like you have to do all this extra stuff. Another great thing is your weight progression tracker right here. I highly encourage you to write down what weights you're using from week to week, because it's great to see how you grow in strength there and not just focus on what the scale says. Next, you have your nutrition guide that I'll come back to in just a second. There's a vegan one if you are, and if you want any music, there are some playlists you can download there because there's not music in the workout. So nutrition guides, so important. Guys, you can do this without the nutrition, but you're not going to get the results that you're probably looking for. It is so important that you do this, that you follow through with this. So I just want to kind of walk you through it. Definitely take some time to go through, though, and read this. It talks about the workouts. It lets you track. You definitely want to take some progress photos to get started. Now, this is where you really need to start, and then I'm going to kind of shy away from this for a second. So you need to figure out what plan you are on, and that is pretty simple. It's just done right now by weight. So I'm going to switch back over, but just so you know, this is the graphic that you're kind of looking for. All right, so you're going to find what category you fall under, A, B, C, whatever. Now, if your goal is not weight loss, then you can bump up a bracket over what it maybe says. So if I weigh 150 pounds, I'm supposed to be an A, but if my goal isn't weight loss, then I might bump up to bracket B. So play around with it, find where you think you fall. Do that for a week or two, and if you're just ravenous or if it's way too much food, then we can kind of reassess from that. But basically, here's how that works and what those numbers mean. So if I fall in plan A, that means right here I'm supposed to have 3 servings of veggies, 2 servings of fruit, 4 of protein, 3 of carbs, 1 serving of a healthy fat a day, 1 serving of a seed and dressing, and 2 teaspoons of oil and nut butter to cook my food in. If you have the performance line, you're basically doing 1, serving of each of those. But if I scroll down a little bit, I am going to get the food list. Okay, now we know what a veggie is, we know what a fruit is, obviously. These are listed in order of kind of best options for our body and for weightlifting to not as great, but still good for us. Proteins, there's lots of options there. Carbs is definitely the one I think that surprises people, because there are things like sweet potato, there are things like regular potatoes, corn, peas, that maybe we think of as being vegetables, and they are, but they're starchy vegetables. So we're going to count them as a carb for this program. So you can look over those lists and see what constitutes each of the food groups. So your goal is to get in that certain number of food groups a day. Here is an awesome little sample of, you can see how that would break down. And what's also very important with these is knowing the serving sizes. Now, you can order these little containers for your fruits, your veggies, your protein, your carb, whatever, or you can just choose to measure them. So if you're measuring, and this you want to write down, a fruit and a veggie serving. So if it says I'm supposed to have 4 veggies, that means 4 servings. A fruit and a veggie is a 1 cup serving. So get your measuring cups out, put a cup of grapes in there, that's your fruit serving. A protein serving is 3/4 a cup, or on that food list, it would kind of tell you like a 4-ounce fillet or this much fish, that sort of thing. So you're not cramming that in a measuring cup. A carbohydrate is a 1/2 cup serving. A healthy fat is a 1/4 cup serving. And then a seed and dressing is a 2 tablespoons serving. So I'll go through that one more time. Fruits and veggies, 1 cup. Protein, 3/4 a cup. Carb, 1/2 cup. Healthy fat, 1/4 cup. And dressing, seeds, things like that, 2 tablespoons. So you can get those containers. If you need help with that, talk to your coach. Or you can just measure them out as is. Now, there is the sample meal plan there. If you go in our group to the top, there's a place that says info and files. You can click on that, and in the file sections, there's sample meal plans, there's Shakeology recipes. Check that part out. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And you can get some ideas for what to eat, how to make it work, different meal plan ideas and things too. But I want to tell you what I do. So instead of sitting down and structuring out like my entire week of exactly what I'm going to eat, I basically split up my containers. So if I was falling in the, let's just say, first category where I needed, 4 servings of veggies, I needed 4 servings of protein, I needed 3 servings of fruit, whatever. What I'm going to do is just sit down and say, okay, my breakfast every day, not necessarily it's going to be this, but it's going to be a protein and a fruit, because I tend to have my Shakeology for breakfast. So I'm going to write down breakfast, and I eat lots of little snacks during the day. So I might write down, okay, breakfast 1 is a protein, a fruit, and a teaspoon, because I know I'm making my Shakeology with a banana and peanut butter. But I could easily switch that up to be Shakeology with cherries and almond butter, or, some yogurt, Greek yogurt for protein with some strawberries on top and, some kind of nut butter mixed into that. And then I may move down and say, okay, mid-morning snack, I'm going to have a, carb for something, and maybe I have some oatmeal. For lunches and dinner, I tend to always do like protein, veggie, carb. Sometimes there's a dressing with that. Sometimes there's, a teaspoon of oil with that. So that's kind of how I make it work, is to just break it down into what containers I'm having when, and not so much exactly what I'm going to have. And then it just gives me some freedom. If I know I have allotted every day a protein, a veggie, and a carb for dinner, then when I get home, I have a lot of freedom to what I can make, but I know I'm sticking to my containers. I definitely want to encourage you to plan it out, because if you just start your day eating whatever, you're going to get to the end of the day and have like 4 veggies left. And so I hope you like a nice naked salad for dinner, you know. So sit down, take some time with that, reach out and let us know if you have questions. It can be a little confusing at the beginning, but once you get going with it, I hope you'll be like me and you'll really enjoy it, because I just think it's simple. Once I have that platform in my day where I know, okay, I eat these food groups in the morning, I'm eating these food groups for lunch, these for dinner, these for my snack, it's just easy to plug in whatever I'm feeling like. And I shift it up. I mix it up sometimes. Sometimes I have my Shakeology in the afternoon, but I know how it works for me. If you want to track that on the go, there is a 21-day fix app, because that's kind of where this nutrition came from. And there's also just a Beachbody nutrition app that you can download for free. You can put in your containers and track them throughout the day, and you can also track your water. So those are some great resources. Let me switch back over really quick and make sure we've got everything. So yeah, take some time definitely to look over this document. Cheat day. Once a week, you have a cheat day. They encourage you to put that on one of your rest days. So if you're following the workout calendar, Sunday is kind of the one they go for. With your cheat day, indulge, have something you want. Don't deprive yourself, but don't feel like you have to go overboard the whole day. If you're having pizza for lunch, great, but don't turn that into, oh, I'm going to just throw away every single meal, okay? Eat what you want, enjoy yourself, but don't go crazy, and don't take it if you don't want to take it. So yeah, look over that document. So we talked about workouts, we've talked about the nutrition, you've got your rest days, you've got your cheat days. What do we do in this group? We check into it. There's a plus sign at the bottom of your app. You're going to log every day that you did your workout. Feel free to share on your rest days too. If you do yoga, if you stretch, if you go for a walk, share that with the group. We want to celebrate you resting and taking care of your body as well. You can click in there and log that you did your Shakeology, or if you're doing the Energize and Recover, share that too. What have you got in it? Are you doing a cool mix-in and a recipe? With the Shakeology, any of you guys that are brand new to it, I do mine blended with ice, almond milk, and always a banana. I don't care what flavor I have. I think it just helps the texture. And then I'll do things like, peanut butter or almond butter in it, any kind of fruit you want, a little cooled coffee. But I'm a big fan of blending it. Please don't just put it in water and shake it up. I think it'll be really gross and you won't like it or like me. But that's how I like to have mine. And then in the group, we just encourage each other. If someone shares, give them a like, comment on how cute their workout top is, tell them that they're awesome for showing up today even when they didn't feel good. Just encourage each other, because the more you participate, the better the group feel is. And I've gotten some awesome friends out of these groups that were strangers before, and that's what it can be for you if you interact. Every day there'll be a post from me or one of the other coaches encouraging you, asking you a question, sharing a tip. Interact on those things. It makes the group better. And from my experience, the people that interact, the people that show up to that app every day, are the ones that stick with the programs. If you go MIA, if you're not on the app, if you're not checking in, it's a lot easier to just fall off the wagon. You're losing the accountability piece, which is so important with this. If you do, you better believe your coach is going to check in on you, but it's just a lot easier if you stay with it. That's how I've seen people finding a lot of success. So look through all that. If you're overwhelmed, if you have questions, that's okay. You've got a lot of information. Reach out to your coach and, myself, one of the Emily's, Mary Kate, whoever your coach is that's in this group, and let them know what questions you have. But what do you need to do before you get started? One, you need to make sure you've looked over that meal plan, you know what you're eating, and you ask any questions that you might have. Two, make sure you can stream and find your workouts. Three, take before and after photos. This can be a hard one, but guys, you've got to know where you're starting, and there's so many more victories here than just weight. Okay, you can take your weight as well, but we want to see your body changing. We want to see you using heavier weights. We want to see you having more energy. We celebrate those things here. And then let's see, make sure you have some dumbbells or you have a resistance band. You have something to use so that you can get started on these workouts. Plan when you're going to work out, know when your rest days are going to be. These are 30 to 40 minutes, so put them in your calendar so you make them happen. So I'm so excited to have you guys joining us to get started with you all, and just let me know if you have questions, but we are ready for liftoff. All right, guys, thanks so much. Bye-bye.